A new report commissioned by the U.S. State Department has painted an alarming picture of the catastrophic security risks posed by rapidly evolving artificial intelligence, which could, in the worst case, cause an extinction-level threat to the human species.
네, 미국 국무부 의뢰로 작성된 보고서에서 인공지능이 빠르게 진화하는 데 따른 재앙적 안보 위험에 대한 경고가 나왔습니다. 이에 따르면 최악의 경우 인간종 멸종 수준의 위협이 초래될 수 있는 것으로 나타났습니다. Okay, so
Scary stuff.
Yeah. Extinction level threats to us, human beings.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, so what the findings? Tell us more.
Well, the findings were based on interviews with more than 200 people over more than a year. This included top executives from leading AI companies, cybersecurity researchers, even weapons of mass destruction experts, national security officials inside the government as well. So the report, the warning in the report is definitely another reminder of the potential threats that AI poses, even though, right, it's really captivated investors and the public and everyone's making money off this type of stuff. There are a lot of threats. So the researchers, they warned of two central dangers, two main dangers posed by AI. So the first one being that these advanced systems could be weaponized by governments or by groups, organizations.
Yeah.
The fact that they could be weaponized, that's the big one.
So it's sort of going to be the next thing after the nuclear threat.
Yeah,
It's going to be
exactly.
the AI weaponizing threat.
Absolutely. And is there going to be an arms race in AI, right? The second one now, and this is the one that really makes me think of the Terminator movies. There is concerns, and even within laboratories where people who are working on this, is that they say they could lose control of these systems eventually.
Oh no.
That would be the big thing, where these machines become self-aware and then they do things not to be turned off, right? Because if you pull the plug, they're turned off. Can they put things in place if they know if they know that that's what kills them?
Right.
Could they end up doing things and saying things, lying, basically? So and then becoming self-aware. That is the really big thing. So the report says there is a clear and urgent need for the U.S. government to intervene now. But will other governments around the world intervene as well? That's the other big worry here.
그래요. 이 AI가 우선 첫 번째는 무기화가 될 수 있다. It could be weaponized. 두 번째는 인간이 통제 능력을 잃을 수도 있다. We could lose control. 이런 이제 크게는 두 가지 맥락의 위험들이 있다라는 얘기를 하고 있고요. And therefore, it could be a threat to humankind.
Right. Could they start doing things on purpose to mess with humans, like shutting down electric grids? That's one thing they say.
Which is what all those movies are about.
Yeah, exactly. Or even just putting out misinformation, putting out fake news. Could they sway elections? Could there be all these things that AI systems potentially could do? And hiding the fact that they know they're doing it.
Right.
Concealing that fact that they're self-aware.
이 보고서 같은 경우에는 이제 1년 넘게 200명 이상의 전문가들의 의견을 취합해서 만든 것이기 때문에 뭐 한두 명의 의견은 당연히 아니고요. 상당히 무섭습니다. 근데 보니까 미국 정부가 의뢰한 그런 작성한 보고서다라는 얘기가 나와요. So the U.S. State Department commissioned someone to do this, or many people in this case.
This report. Yes, exactly. So when you commission something, that means you've requested it and paid for it. A lot of times they'll do it with art, sculptures. A company will commission an artist to paint a mural or to do a sculpture.
Yeah. 의뢰하다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. Commission. 그 다음에 in the worst case scenario.
That's the worst situation. That's the worst case scenario is that the human species becomes extinct. That's the worst one. There are, watch the Terminator movies. That's bad, but at least there are humans that, do we have to fight against the machines? That's still really bad, but the worst case is that humans are extinct.
그렇죠. 최악의 경우라는 뜻으로 in the worst case라고 합니다. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. A new report commissioned by the US State Department has painted an alarming picture of the catastrophic security risks posed by rapidly evolving artificial intelligence, which could, in the worst case, cause an extinction-level threat to the human species. Okay, let's move on to the next headline.
Archaeologists have found a small stone tube thought to be 4,000 years old among the remains of a mysterious Bronze Age culture that could be the oldest known example of lipstick.
한 신비한 청동기시대의 문화유적에서 4,000년 전의 것으로 추정되는 작은 원통형 용기가 발견됐습니다. 이는 세계에서 가장 오래된 립스틱일 가능성이 있는 것으로 알려졌습니다. Right, so wow, tell us about this tube.
Yeah,
then.
well, this was uncovered in southeastern Iran. They believe it was probably used by an elite member of this society, the Bronze Age, which goes from roughly 2000 BC to 700 BC, when people were using bronze. This particular artifact, it's been carbon dated to between 1936 BC and 1687 BC. And this was originally discovered in 2001 when a flood unearthed ancient graveyards in this region of southeastern Iran.
Well, we've kind of known that makeup has been around for a very long time in some shape or form, but this is fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows that they had quite an understanding of metals and how to oxidize it as well.
Wow. So let's have a look at the first expression. It's thought to be around 4,000 years old.
Yeah, thought to be means that's what we think. We don't know for sure. We can't say it with 100% certainty, but based on evidence, based on some tests, we can say this is what we think now.
네, 이렇게 추정이 된다라는 뜻이죠. It's thought to be 뭐뭐뭐. 그래서 이제 이 튜브 안에 있었던 파우더가 지금은 완전히 건조된 상태이긴 한데 그거를 분석을 해봤더니 아주 짙은 빨간색이 나왔다고 해요. 그래서 이거 립스틱으로 쓸 수도 있겠다 이렇게 생각이 되는 거고 그 다음에는 여러 가지 과학적인 근거로 인해서 한 4,000년 전의 것으로 보여진다. It's thought to be around 4,000 years old, and it's one of the remains of this mysterious Bronze Age culture.
Yeah, mysterious. It's a mystery. We don't have all the facts. We don't have all the information, so we say something is mysterious. Or if you watch a murder mystery, you read a book about a mystery, it's when you're trying to solve something that's unknown, solve an unknown question.
Indeed. 불가사의하다라는 뜻이 있을 수 있고요. 뭐 때에 따라서는 뭐 신비롭다 이런 의미도 될 수가 있습니다. 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. Archaeologists have found a small stone tube thought to be 4,000 years old among the remains of a mysterious Bronze Age culture that could be the oldest known example of lipstick. And here's the final headline.
Industry experts have warned that the impact of climate change on banana production and supply chains is likely to increase prices of the fruit globally.
기후위기가 바나나 생산 및 공급망에 영향을 미치면서 앞으로 바나나 가격이 전 세계적으로 오를 가능성이 크다고 업계 전문가들이 경고했습니다. So this is one more fruit that's going to be harder to get or more expensive. Tell us more about this. But this isn't just Korea. This is the
globally.
world. Yeah.
Right. So industry leaders and academics, they all gathered this week in Rome for the World Banana Forum, which
Didn't know they had that.
I had never heard of that either. So in addition to this warning, some experts actually suggest that price hikes around the world in grocery stores could actually help prepare countries where this fruit is grown to deal with the impacts of what they say is a warming climate.
So because prices are already going up, I guess they're saying this helps.
They're saying that we should be, because what they're also saying is for a long time, consumers have benefited from very, very cheap banana prices over the past decade, and that the price we've been paying actually isn't a fair price. So if these countries, certain countries where bananas are produced, especially in Central America, South America, that it can help these It can help these countries grow bananas. It can help them prepare for
So
climate
it
change.
will help the producers, but
Yeah, it can help them look
yeah.
after soils, pay their
Right.
workers higher wages. So we need to sort of get used to higher prices, put higher prices in place now.
And then we'll be able to cope with that better. You know, if
They will, producers.
The producers will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if the prices go up steadily, then maybe we'll be able to cope. But I don't know if they go up all of a
You
sudden.
mean consumers will be able to?
Consumers.
Well, I think we're just going to have to deal with it. We're just going to have to pay more.
I guess we don't have a choice then.
Yeah.
그렇군요. So let's have a look at the first expression, which is impact.
Yeah, impact is the effect that something has. So I think we're all, we were talking about prices, right? We go to the supermarket. I think we can all feel the impact of inflation.
The impact of something. 무언가의 영향이라는 뜻이죠.
You can also ask, say your company puts in a new policy. You can say, how will this impact me? How will this affect me? What impact will this have on my role or my job?
나에게 어떤 영향을 줄 것입니까? How will this impact me? What impact will this have on me? 그다음에 이제 supply chain이라는 표현도 있습니다.
Yeah, supply chain is the entire process of delivering goods from their point of origin, so even like raw materials or at a farm where you're growing fruit, growing food, to the consumer.
Right.
That chain all the way along.
아하, 공급망이라고 하죠. 영어로는 supply chain이라고 합니다. chain이 원래는 쇠사슬인데요. 이제 그런 식으로 공급망에서 다 연결이 되어 있다라는 뜻이 되겠죠. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Industry experts have warned that the impact of climate change on banana production and supply chains is likely to increase prices of the fruit globally. Well, that's it for the headlines this morning.